Hey there all you groovy cats and cool kittens, Marshall here. In today's video, we're diving headfirst into a pool of memories, from iconic fashion trends to Saturday morning cartoons. These are the things only 1970s kids would remember. Giant console stereos. Back in the 70s, we had these mammoth-sized beasts for console stereos. Oh boy, I can't even begin to tell you how massive they were. These contraptions were like the kings of our living rooms, commanding more attention and respect than the man of the house himself. A hulking wooden cabinet that seemed to stretch from wall to wall, adorned with intricate designs and woodwork that was like a piece of art. And right in the middle of the grandeur sat a turntable, a radio tuner, and maybe even an 8-track player if you were really living the high life. Now, these babies didn't just provide music, they practically defined our homes. The sound that came out of those massive speakers was something to write home about. The bass would shake the floor, and the treble would make you feel like you were right there in the concert hall. We'd gather around these consoles, sit on the floor or on our beanbags, and just lose ourselves in the music. The most popular models back in the day were produced by legendary brands like Zenith, Magnavox, and RCA. These bad boys weren't just speakers and turntables, they were full-fledged entertainment centers. They were all about convenience, bringing all your music playback needs under one sizable roof. Now, don't get me wrong, these giants brought the beats, and there was something special about the rich sound they produced, but when it came to portability and versatility, well, let's just say they were about as nimble as a steam locomotive. They gobbled up a good amount of space, and moving one around was like wrangling a grizzly bear. Now, if we fast forward to today, it's a whole different ballgame. We've got these sleek, compact systems that fit in the palm of our hand. They can connect wirelessly to our phones, play music from the cloud, and even order a pizza for you if you ask nicely. Don't get me wrong, the sound quality is impressive, but it's a different kind of experience. We don't gather around these devices like we did with the old consoles. They're more personal, more portable, and sure, they're convenient, but there's part of me that misses the days of those giant console stereos. Saturday morning cartoons. Saturday morning cartoons. Now there's a blast from the past. Those were the days, my darlings. The 70s were a golden era for kids like us, sitting cross-legged in front of the TV with a big bowl of sugary cereal, ready to be entertained by some of the funniest and most iconic shows of all time. You see, Saturday mornings were a magical time. We'd wake up early, practically jump out of our pajamas, and rush to the living room to catch the lineup of animated hilarity. These cartoons were a weekly dose of laughter therapy. One of the most famous ones, and a personal favorite of mine, was Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Oh, and that lovable Great Dane and his gang of mystery-solving buddies unmasking ghosts and ghouls left and right. It was a mix of spooky and silly that kept us glued to the screen. And let's not forget Scooby's insatiable appetite. That dog could eat his way through anything, plus a Scooby snack to top it off. Another classic was the Flintstones. For those of you too young to have caught them on TV, the Flintstones was a modern Stone Age family with all the conveniences of our time, but in prehistoric times. Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble were quite the pair, getting into all sorts of hilarious misadventures while trying to navigate the challenges of daily life in bedrock. And oh, how could I forget the Looney Tunes show? Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, and the gang had us rolling on the floor with their antics. Whether it was Elmer Fudd's constant pursuit of that wascally wabbit or Wile E. Coyote's elaborate schemes to catch the Roadrunner, there was never a dull moment in the world of Looney Tunes. These shows had a way of tickling our funny bones while relying on the fancy effects of today's animations. The humor was pure and simple, yet oh so effective. We'd laugh at the slapstick, the wordplay, and the witty one-liners. They were a little slice of joy to start our weekends right. Give this video a like and be sure to stick around till the end. There's plenty more memories waiting for you. Now, let's get back to the video. Maps. If you wanted to find your way around back then, you'd reach for a good old paper map, which was a whole adventure in itself. If you're planning to hit the open road with your buddies, the first thing you do is grab a big unfolded map, none of that digital nonsense, and spread it out on the kitchen table or on the hood of your car. You trace your route with your fingers, squinting at the tiny print, and try to figure out which roads to take and where to make those crucial turns. Now, Now, let's not kid ourselves, using those maps was a bit of a challenge. They were like puzzles that needed solving. You'd have to follow those colorful lines, decipher all those symbols, and keep your wits about you. Sure, it could be a bit frustrating, especially if the map was folded the wrong way and you had to wrestle with it like a stubborn mule, but there was a sense of accomplishment when you finally figured it out. The fun we had. It was like a treasure hunt. You'd pass landmarks, look for signs, and cross-reference with the map to make sure you were on the right track. And let's not forget about the classic fold and refold technique to get that map back in the glove compartment. Drive-through convenience stores. These drive-through convenience stores were a sight to behold, especially since there weren't that many around. They had these big, brightly lit signs with all sorts of goodies listed, snacks, sodas, you name it. You'd pull up to a window just like a drive-through restaurant and a friendly face would greet you, ready to take your order. Now, don't go thinking these places were just about grabbing a bag of chips. No sirree. They had all sorts of items you might need on the go, from basic groceries to odd bits and bobs you didn't even know you needed until you saw them. It really put the convenience in convenience stores. Tiger Beat. Back in the 70s, there was a little thing called Tiger Beat that practically defined teen culture. It was more than just a magazine. It was a window into the world of your favorite heartthrobs, a treasure trove of posters, articles, and all things teen idol related. Tiger Beat was like a lifeline for young folks. It was a monthly dose of pure excitement arriving in the mail or scooped up from the newsstand with eager hands. You see, the magazine was all about the teen idols of the day, those young actors and musicians who made our hearts go pitter-patter. Inside its colorful pages, you'll find glossy photos of your favorite stars. Teen heartthrobs like David Cassidy, Donny Osmond, and John Travolta were plastered all over those pages, looking dreamy and dashing. And don't even get me started on the pull-out posters. You'll carefully tear them out, trying not to damage the images, and then you'd proudly display them on your bedroom wall like a shrine to your pop culture passions. But Tiger Beat wasn't just about the eye candy. It also had interviews, quizzes, and articles that gave us a glimpse into the lives of our idols. You'd learn about their likes and dislikes, their favorite foods, and their secret talents. It was a backstage pass to their world, and we devoured every word. Tiger Beat was a cultural phenomenon. It influenced our fashion choices, our crushes, and our conversations with friends. It was the kind of thing that brought us together. We'd gather at lunch breaks or sleepovers to pore over the latest issues, squealing and giggling over the latest gossip. And there you have it. Do you have a story to tell about any of these? If you do, feel free to share it in the comments section below. And if you liked the video, hey, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.